We continue to follow the latest out of Utah Valley University after the political assassination of Charlie Kirk, as the governor put it, just hours ago. Joining us now from our station, KUTV, is Heidi Hatch. You are in Orem. You're right outside of campus. And obviously, as a parent, what is going through your mind knowing your son was there? And I'm so thankful that we were able to see him standing next to you tonight. But I want to hear from both of you about, what went through your mind.
Well, Dee Dee, it was some long hours before I finally got to give him a hug tonight around 6 o'clock. The shooting happened around noon. And we were just talking about the fact that when I was looking at the phone, he called me at 12:24, and I was wondering how quickly he'd called me. But I got that frantic call, and I could just hear the chaos in the background. And it's that call that we talk about on the news all the time, but you never expect to happen. So I was caught off guard. I was trying to figure out what would happen. But scared for what he was experiencing and not knowing if he should hang up and call 911, if I should do the same, or if someone had already done that. But yeah, it was super scary. What were you thinking when you called?
I don't even know. At that point, I wanted to talk to someone. I had gotten out there. I was pretty fortunate to be near the door, so still took me a minute. People were shoving, people were screaming, people were getting down. It was just chaos, but I got out the door. Luckily, I knew my way around UVU, so I went through the building, went outside. I was running with hundreds of other students, and I just needed to talk to someone. I needed to hear my mom's voice. I needed to call someone. So I called her. I was obviously frantic. It's hard to explain what I had just witnessed.
Hard to explain.
I did my best. I was calling friends, calling family.
Hard to explain, hard to imagine what you went through. We just showed some video of the scene, the tent, and then the sea of people in front of Charlie Kirk. Where were you in that scene?
Yeah, so I was actually in line to debate Charlie. I think he's an amazing man. He's well-spoken. He's well-articulated. And I agree with him on a lot of things, but I still think it's a great place to have political discussion. So I was in line. I was off to his right side, so I had a pretty clear view of everything that happened. And when it did happen, it was just shocking. It didn't really even make sense in my head.
And to your point, I mean, with these kind of open-ended forums, I think, what people know about Charlie Kirk's debate is they are open, you go up, there's a mic. What did you notice in terms of security?
There was very minimal security. When I was trying to find my way to the line, I ran into a few gentlemen that blocked from going towards Charlie, but there was probably 20 different ways you could have gotten into the courtyard. I just walked in from off of campus at my apartment, came in with a backpack, my skateboard, whatever. No one checked me. I didn't walk through metal detector. There wasn't anyone on any of the entrances. Everyone just came pouring in. There was thousands of kids, and it just kind of seemed to be chaos even before anything happened.
Yeah, and there was a news conference this evening where they said that there were 6 university police officers who were there on site, and then they also had Charlie Kirk's security team that travels with him. But it sounds to me like there just wasn't an expectation of problems. It's something they hadn't dealt with before. So while you go to a basketball game here and they'll check your bags, it doesn't seem like something they even thought about as being a part of the process today, which is scary to think about. But when I knew he was going to be going there today, I wasn't like, oh, I'm worried about that. And I think in the news, we all worry about our kids because we see worst case scenario. But it wasn't something I thought about today. And it just seems like it caught them off guard because there just didn't seem to be a lot of security.
We just got some late developments. The person of interest, or I should say the initial person of interest is no more. What's the latest word from law enforcement on the ground?
Well, we heard from law enforcement at 4 o'clock. They said that they had a person of interest in custody. They said they were holding them. At that point, trying to question them further, but then just a couple hours later, we were told that that person was released. So at this point, we haven't heard any further information. They said they weren't planning to have other news conferences tonight. I'm still hoping that we'll hear from them and that they'll have a person in custody. When I arrived on campus, they had it shut down. There were SWAT teams, police from 3 different counties around that were still searching the property. They seemed to be looking at their phones like maybe they had a suspect they were specifically looking for. It was tough to say. So I don't know at this point if police have someone that they know they're looking for. They did say they're combing through all of the video on campus, but I think a lot of nervous parents and kids out there hoping that this person is caught.
A horrific day. Heidi Hatch, thank you so much for joining us in Utah, standing there next to your son. Our hearts are with you. We'll be right back after this.